Hi Soccerlanders, this is Bob Rustamov back at it again with some big business tonight with you guys. Today we're here recording this video in December to talk about miracles. This is a Christmas time. People want to believe in miracles, people want to believe in fairy tales, so why not give one to people? Do you believe in miracles? Well, I certainly do, especially after this special night that happened on May 19th, 2012. This was a miraculous night after which Chelsea fans became believers in God, became believers in faith, became believers in destiny. It's the same thing probably, right? Became believers in miracles. Today it's a story about miracles which is achieved after hard work and some investment. This is a story about Chelsea. Chelsea is my number 2 club in my fandom. Number 1 is Barcelona. That's why you guys heard about Barcelona a lot throughout this channel so far, but I also want to talk about Chelsea. Now, back to the story. Roman Abramovich. Roman Abramovich, the name you gotta remember, because this man has changed everything in football. This man changed the landscape of football and what is possible in football. This man single-handedly, because of passion to this game, came to soccer world, football world in 2003 and purchased one of the teams that he really liked, Chelsea Football Club. Back then, Chelsea was a mid team. They were not a top team. However, Roman Abramovich had vision. Let's turn this team into a powerhouse, into a top club, top force. And how do we do that? With money. Money changes everything. Money talks. And Roman Abramovich put some investments. He purchased new players. He got new coach for Chelsea Football Club. He did what was innovation at that time. Yes, there were owners, of course, in football, but not the way Roman Abramovich did it. He literally came in as an oligarch, as a billionaire. I want to purchase this club. Throw in some money, and he made it from nothing to something, Chelsea Football Club. And of course, when I say that, of course, Chelsea was not nothing. They had history. They had pretty nice history too. But yes, the trajectory, the next level, Chelsea became next level. The trajectory completely changed. Therefore, I will always say thank you to Roman and be grateful to this man. However, now let's get back to our miracle. What was the miracle? You might ask. Well, in 2004, Jose Mourinho became new coach for Chelsea Football Club, and he said this: "I'm a special one." Remember me, I'm a special one. I won Champions League with Porto. I won the national championship with Porto as well, and I won Portuguese Cup. I won 3 titles. And that makes me a special one.
I have to say this. We have top players, and I'm sorry, I'm a bit arrogant. We have a top manager. Again, please don't call me arrogant, because what I'm saying is true. I'm European champion, so I'm not one of the bottle. I think I'm a special one.
So he said that, and British media ate that up. Of course, it was big headlines, it was drama, it was cinema, it was a lot of things. And Jose, being so cocky and confident in himself, well, people said, well, let's see, goddammit. And then they saw, goddammit, because Jose Mourinho, wow, he was able to turn Chelsea into a massive, great club as well. So Roman made it happen by investing money and be smart about his choices to bring in Mourinho, to bring in different people to the club, like medical staff, even directors, like completely reshape Chelsea, right? But Jose Mourinho, when it comes to the game, he came in and changed it. And I never forget this moment when Jose Mourinho said in an interview, he was telling how Roman Abramovich reacted to Didier Drogba, to the potential purchase of Didier Drogba, and Jose Mourinho said, Roman, this is Didier Drogba, I want you to purchase this forward for me. And Roman Abramovich said, who? Drogba? Who is it, like Marseille? He plays in Marseille. And then Jose said, I know you don't know him, but trust me, just purchase Didier Drogba to Chelsea. You will not regret it. And that's what he did. That's what Roman did. And Didier Drogba became an instant classic for Chelsea, became a legend for Chelsea throughout all his years in Chelsea. And it was 9 years from 2004 to 2012. And then actually he came back after. He came back in 2014 as well, played for 2 years, for 2 more years, Drogba, and throughout all those years he was fire, and he was very instrumental to Chelsea's successes. Even on his return, he won Premier League, and of course throughout those 9 years he also won multiple Premier League titles. So by 2008 actually, Didier Drogba and John Terry, Frank Lampard, Peter Cech, people like that, the main squad of Chelsea, won Premier League multiple times, and by 2008, of course, like they said, okay, we won Premier League many times, but what about Champions League? We are a strong team. What about Champions League? Let's win Champions League. And Roman Abramovich had this dream as well. Roman Abramovich really wanted to win Champions League, and in 2008 they were so close to seal the deal. The final was in Moscow, Roman Abramovich's main country. The home country. He was born in Russia, and literally the final was in Moscow. So it felt like a match made in heaven, right? For Roman to lift the trophy there, for Chelsea's team to lift the trophy there. But by some miraculous on that time too, but for Manchester United that time, in favor of Manchester United, Chelsea did not score the winning penalty. John Terry, if he scored that penalty in the end, the fifth decisive one, Chelsea would have won. But in that after-match penalty shootout, one shot away, right, with John Terry as a captain, he would have sealed the deal for sure. Like, he should have done it. Somehow slips in Moscow. Maybe it was a rainy day. I don't remember actually that match quite well. Maybe it was raining at that day, but nevertheless, somehow he slipped and fell down, and that's why during his shot he couldn't really shoot it well, and the ball hit the bar and did not go in. So that was crazy. And then later Manchester United ended up winning that penalty shootout. Cristiano Ronaldo was the one who was celebrating like I want to say like a MF, mother effer, but because of course, Cristiano Ronaldo also had the dream to win Champions League, right? And that was literally his first time winning Champions League, and that happened to be against Chelsea. Cristiano Ronaldo ended up winning 4 more times after that, and all 4 times was with Real Madrid, and that night was the only time he won Champions League with Manchester United. But Chelsea at that night never won Champions League in their history at that time, and so they ended up losing the final of Champions League, and that was heartbreaking. And then Chelsea was super strong team, and the revenge match the rematch should have happened next year already in Champions League. So in next season, in 2009, the final pretty much should have been Chelsea versus Manchester United, but Manchester United made it to the final again, but Chelsea was playing versus Barcelona, and well, I'm a fan of Barcelona first, but I will admit that some of the decisions were not in favor of Chelsea, but at the same time, that referee did not do a good job for both of the teams. Like, people seem to forget that he also showed red card to 𝗔𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Barcelona player, for no reason as well. So, like, first he showed the red card to Barcelona player before, not putting any penalties, not setting a penalty in favor of Chelsea. Yes, he didn't do that for 3 or 4 times, like when he should have obviously done it. But before that, the red card was for no reason. 𝗔𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 should have not be ejected from the game. He should have still be there and should have been 11 versus 11 full squad play. But whatever. So Chelsea somehow miraculously ended up not winning that match, and they technically did not lose, but the away goal system at the time, which is not it does not exist in the Champions League anymore, by the way, so you cannot even just forget about that rule. But at that time, because of that rule, Chelsea did not advance through finals, and so Chelsea was so desperate to win again the Champions League. It didn't happen semi-final, and then after that season, Roman Abramovich said, "Okay, well, let's fire." He already fired Mourinho, by the way. He was not in the picture already in 2008. It was different coach, and then in 2009, he decides to, okay, who won Champions League like 3 times? Carlo Ancelotti. Carlo Ancelotti won with Milan 3 times the Champions League. So he did that 3 times, and Roman Abramovich, okay, maybe he'll bring it to Chelsea as well. Carlo Ancelotti won Premier League, English Premier League, but could not finish the deal with Champions League. So he got fired after 2 years. And then Chelsea hired the Portuguese coach, promising coach, second Mourinho, people were telling. But that didn't work out, and so he was fired already in mid-season of 2012. And now this is the turning point of the story, where the miracle kind of comes in, because back in 2012, when the Portuguese coach was getting fired, Chelsea was weak. Chelsea felt like, oh, it's an old team at this point. The Drogba and 𝗔𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and Lampard and Terry and a couple more people who still stayed with Chelsea Football Club, that were very close all the time to win the Champions League, but didn't seal the deal, like Ashley Cole, for example. Players like that kind of started to age. They were after, it was after the 30s for them, and nothing felt like it's gonna happen this year. Like, people, if you told people in January or February of 2012 that Chelsea in May of 2012 will win the Champions League, nobody would have believed you. Everybody would have laughed at you. But somehow, for those times when Chelsea deserved to win, they were very close to win, and they pretty much deserved to win. Because it didn't happen at that time, I feel like the gods assembled, and they were like, well, no matter what, Chelsea and this aging squad should win it, because this was the last season for Didier Drogba at the time. More people stayed, yes, still, but still, that team was working hard to get the job done for years now. And who knows, if they would have not won in 2012, maybe some of them would have departed already, like Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba departed, for example, from Chelsea, and a couple others also departed with him. Florent Malouda, French guy, for example, also. Salomon Kalou, I think he also departed, but you know, people will not remember these guys at this point. But those were the, you know, Chelsea guys. So somehow 𝗔𝗯cie𝗂𝘁, Portuguese coach, gets fired when Chelsea was in round of 16, and the first match they already lost 3-1, so to come back they have to win at least by 2 goals, and Chelsea does it. It becomes 4-1, and you know, Chelsea wins it by 4-1, and the total is what, 5-4 is the total score on aggregate after 2 matches. So Chelsea advances to quarterfinals, and then in quarterfinals Chelsea somehow, oh okay, not somehow, Chelsea here, it's okay, like Chelsea should have won because, you know, they were facing Benfica, and Benfica not the strongest team in the world, so they advanced. But then there they faced the best team in the world, Barcelona. They faced Pep Guardiola's Barcelona, who at the time they won Champions League in 2011, so they were current Champions League winners at the time. And Chelsea's squad and like their season and how things were happening for them, like the game was not there. The Chelsea started to become very defensive too in Champions League, specifically against these big teams like Barcelona, to somehow be able to prevail. You know, Chelsea was not showing themselves as, okay, we're gonna dominate you guys, we are capable of turning the game in our favor by being stronger than you guys. No, like they were relying on luck and perseverance and defense, so that, okay, let's just not concede goals from these monsters from Barcelona, you know. And then what happened? Barcelona playing against Chelsea. I'm watching that as a 15-year-old kid. I'm watching that and I go bananas. This thing is crazy. I'm rooting against Barcelona for the first time in my life because I really wanted Chelsea to win at that time. Barcelona already won the Champions League. Chelsea did not win the Champions League yet at the time. So I really wanted to see Chelsea's first Champions League trophy. And that exactly what happens. The first match in London, in Stamford Bridge, that's the name of the stadium of Chelsea, and I've been there in real life, not throughout that match, but like in 2020. But nevertheless, Chelsea wins 1-0. When Chelsea scores, I celebrate like crazy. I erupt. I stand up from the sofa in my room. I jump and I'm happy. And my friend who was watching with me and who was also a Barcelona fan, like I was, but he was still rooting for Barcelona because he didn't really give a damn about Chelsea. He was angry at me, like, why are you happy against your own team? But I had to do what I had to do, you know, and I never regretted that moment when I rooted against Barcelona. It had to be done, and I did it. And Chelsea won that first match, and then Chelsea somehow, again miraculously, was able to not lose the second match in Camp Nou in Barcelona. So Chelsea did it. Chelsea is in the final of Champions League, and now it's, while they faced Barcelona, I think the biggest challenge was in the final, where literally Bayern Munich, who was also very strong that season, is playing at home, at their venue, in their stadium. They're playing against Bayern Munich, against 80,000 fans who are mostly in red, in Bayern Munich's colors. Chelsea, yes, of course, there were some fans from London, but the majority was for Bayern Munich because it was their city. It just somehow made it that UEFA chose Allianz Arena, Bayern Munich Stadium, as the venue for the final match, and Bayern Munich made it. So they kind of had the advantage. And Chelsea, nobody still believed in Chelsea, like Bayern should win. Bayern is obviously stronger. They also deserve it. They deserve it more than Chelsea this season, because this season Chelsea was not strong. They were not even top 4 in England, in English Premier League. So why the hell Bayern Munich should lose to these guys? Yes, the shocking Barcelona upset happened, and the Napoli, how they turned around the game with Napoli, it happened. Yes, it's already crazy. It's a miracle, but probably it should be stopping here, right? But no. Chelsea, I was believing the Ted Lasso believe, you know, that slogan, like it was a movie, it was a cinema. It was years in the making. It was probably 9 years in the making for Roman Abramovich. It was, for me, it was 4 years in the making, because I started watching football in 2008 and almost immediately started rooting for Chelsea as well. It was first Barcelona, but then I was rooting for Chelsea since 2009. But nevertheless, the all-stars aligned for this day, for May 19th of 2012. All the hard work, all the tears, all the drama, all the losses that Chelsea had up until this point were rewarded throughout that gladiator type match, because Chelsea, wow, I'm getting emotional while I'm saying it's been 12 years. I'm getting emotional while I'm telling this story. Bayern Munich was winning 1-0. At the 82nd minute, Thomas Müller scored. It became 1-0. And when that happened, like during all this match, Bayern Munich was dominant. They were stronger. Chelsea was defending. 0 shots pretty much at Bayern Munich. Chelsea was just defending. It was literally Petr Cech, everybody else, and one Didier Drogba, one striker. That's it. Everybody else was just defending. Only Drogba was trying to do something in attack. It felt like. So when Thomas Müller scored that crazy, actually really beautiful goal, intentional head shot up to the ground, and then the ball bounced on the ground and went to the goal. That was crazy. I started to doubt, wow, like it really felt like this is gonna be our night, because Chelsea, it felt like gods came along, right, for Chelsea. It should happen. I felt that this is tonight, this is destiny, this should happen. I felt like it, even if Bayern Munich is still winning, still dominating. It's 0-0 though, we still have chance. But then Bayern Munich scored, and I'm like, I started to be hesitant. I'm like, wow, this is not gonna happen. I started to panic and get worried and really be upset. I understand that Bayern Munich is stronger and they probably deserve it more, but like throughout the years, the story, Chelsea not winning again would have been so unsatisfying. But then Didier Drogba finds the net. The only chance at the corner happens on 80th minute, and then Didier Drogba gets that long pass from, I forgot who passed it for him, but he gets the pass, scores with the head as well, and it becomes 1-1. And I was in heaven. I was screaming, being happy. Wow, that was a mess. I was a happy mess. And then they turned it around, because they kept being in defense, but Bayern Munich started to be in their heads, and especially throughout the extra 30 minutes, there was one more incident when Didier Drogba could have become anti-hero because he fouled on Bayern Munich player and it became a penalty. And then from penalty, people usually score, but I think it was Arjen Robben who shot and didn't make it. Petr Cech saved. Petr Cech was a hero of the match, no doubt, along with Didier Drogba. And they made it to the penalties, and I'm like, okay, this was about the destiny, this was about luck. Chelsea was unlucky this whole time. Maybe this time, finally, we'll get it. Because in 2008, they didn't get it. They lost to Manchester United during the penalty shootouts. But this time, I think this is it. And that was literally it. Yes, Didier Drogba, he shot the 5th decisive penalty and he scored. And when he scored, I freaking lost my mind. I was running around, screaming, happy. I was on the phone with my friend, a different friend who actually rooted for Chelsea, and we were so happy seeing that, man. We were so happy to see that. And who made it possible for Roman Abramovich? Roman Abramovich was so happy as well. On that night, he was at the same stage as the players when they were lifting the Champions League trophy. Roman Abramovich also lifted the trophy. They gave it to him to lift the trophy. Who made it happen among the coaches? His name was Roberto Di Matteo. Roberto Di Matteo is a special case because he did not have any experience prior this Chelsea team. He did not coach as a main coach before Chelsea, and he was assistant coach for Andrea Villas-Boas, and Andrea Villas-Boas got fired, and somehow Roberto Di Matteo and the company was able to make it happen. And I remember Roberto Di Matteo like saying to Roman Abramovich, "I made it happen for you, me." Like you could see that on that clip when they celebrate, like he said that. So it was crazy. Like all this time, Roman Abramovich was trying to hire people with Champions League experience who won the Champions League, right, to seal the deal. And then who does it for him? A no-namer, a beginner. It's like beginner's luck, you know. It was crazy. So after that, the destiny was sealed. Roman Abramovich won Champions League with Chelsea. Chelsea, it was their first Champions League victory. Now they have solidified as the top club who has also conquered the Europe. Now, with that, after 2012, you know, a lot of things has happened till now. So Chelsea and Roman Abramovich's love story was still happening till 2022, and in 2021, actually a pretty similar story happened where Chelsea didn't feel like favorites, and also they had in the first half of the season 2020-2021, in that season, they fired the coach Frank Lampard. The player who won the Champions League first time became coach, and then, you know, it didn't really happen for Chelsea. They fired him. I keep messing up the hired and fired, but they fired him, and then Thomas Tuchel replaced Frank Lampard, but he was experienced coach, and the bad season was turned around in the second half of the season, and yeah, also Chelsea won the Champions League, and Thomas Tuchel was very experienced coach, and they made it happen in 2021. So I was glad to see that Roman Abramovich saw Chelsea winning a Champions League for the second time, and I like the fact that he got to experience this pretty recently again, because, you know, between 2012 and 2021 there was 9 years, different players, different coaches, different stories, but Champions League was not a reality again till 2021. So I like that fact that he got experienced it, because the political tensions happened between Russia and Ukraine, and while I'm recording this video, they still are going. And because of Roman Abramovich's Russian ties, you know, he's Russian, and ties with Putin as well. And I don't know if Abramovich was still working with Putin, or not working, but like, well, associated with Putin, let's just say it that way. I don't know if they were still talking between each other these years at all. Roman Abramovich and Putin knew each other in 2000s, for example, right? And Putin did help Abramovich to become rich. So, but outside of the politics, right, despite the fact that they took Roman Abramovich's ownership of Chelsea from his hands, which was really unfortunate. I loved Roman Abramovich as Chelsea owner. I don't know, again, his deals and the politics, but as an owner of a football club, and I'm a fan of football club, he was brilliant. He was an amazing owner that I greatly miss. His passion, his charisma. And the guy have not said a single word. I don't remember him saying any word at all coming from his mouth. I did not see his interviews at the time, but just through the fact that he attended Chelsea's matches, the fact that he was so happy when they were lifting Champions League trophy, it made me believe, and the stories, of course, I've heard about him, made me believe that Roman Abramovich was so passionate about this game, so passionate about Chelsea Football Club. He loved this club, and I loved him for it. I love Chelsea as well. It's a great club, and it's sad that this story with Roman Abramovich was over, but don't be sad that it's over. Be happy that it happened, right? So that happened. Ladies and gentlemen, this story has indeed happened, the one that I just told you. I hope you had a lot of fun. If you want to know what happened to Chelsea Football Club after 2022, quick recap. Todd Boehly is a new American owner of Chelsea Football Club. He purchased the club for $4 billion. And Roman Abramovich, by the way, in contrast, purchased Chelsea Football Club in 2003 for 140 million pounds, 140 million versus 4 billion. Cool, big difference. So that's how impactful Roman was. He made Chelsea a dynasty, an empire. But Todd Boehly felt like he doesn't understand anything. He doesn't understand football at all, because he's an American. He's into basketball, yes, like baseball, yes, but like football, felt like he doesn't have experience, and I think he did not have experience. But now Chelsea, miraculously again, a lot of miracles around Chelsea. Like, this should not have worked, what they have done with Todd Boehly and company, but thanks to the new manager, somehow Chelsea is working again. Chelsea again is a top club. They were not in 2022 and 2023, they were not, but with new manager, this past few months has been a blessing, and Chelsea is great again. And I hope it continues that way. If you're interested to watch Chelsea's matches live in real time and follow Chelsea's journey, continue following Chelsea's journey with me, you can do so by turning your TV on. Turn on Peacock, watch English Premier League, watch also UEFA Conference League. Right now they're in Conference League, but I have no doubt that next season Chelsea will be in Champions League, and we will see Chelsea in action with the best teams in Europe again. But yes, thank you so much for watching this channel. Thank you so much for watching this video as well. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe to this channel. Please don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.